What's up guys, today I'm going to be reading some Reddit confessions while playing Minecraft. The first confession is titled, I was the person my best friend trusted the most, and that's what makes this worse. A while back, a girl, 18 female, started showing a lot of interest in me, 18 male. At first, I wasn't interested, but she kept making an effort to talk to me, spending time with me, and eventually even asked a mutual friend if I'd ever date her. Somewhere along the way, I caught feelings too. I even turned down a couple of girls because I couldn't stop thinking that maybe, when the timing was right, I'd ask her out. The timing never came. My childhood friend, 19 male, admitted he was in love with her. I knew she'd liked me first, but I convinced myself that being a good friend meant stepping aside. I encouraged him to ask her out, and they eventually started seeing each other. I thought I'd moved on, I hadn't. Whenever they argued, they both come to me for advice. I never outright lied, but I always framed the other person as being more at fault than they really were. I tell him she seemed to be losing interest, and I tell her he wasn't listening or appreciating her enough. Every conversation pushed him a little further away, and I knew exactly what I was doing. Eventually, they broke up. My friend came to me crying, and I held him while he blamed himself for losing her. I comforted him like nothing had happened. The truth is, while he was crying on my shoulder, part of me was happy, or should I say relieved. I still wonder if they were doomed from the start, or if I became the reason they fell apart. I don't get why he would tell his friend to make the move, and then, like Light Yagami, try to manipulate the relationship. Like, I don't get that. I mean, the comments are even saying, this is pathetic. Then have the balls to tell a girl you liked her. So, say you stepped aside to be a good friend, and then convince yourself you were some mastermind secretly behind the relationship not working out. Not to mention, you're also young. Self-important nonsense. Alright, the next story is titled, I've been faking a language barrier for 4 years, and my husband has no idea. My husband's family moved here years ago, and they mostly speak Spanish at home. When we first started dating, I told him I only knew a few basic words from high school. He thinks I'm just a typical American who can't learn a second language to save her life. The truth is, I lived in Spain for 3 years and I am actually fluent. But I saw how his brother's wife gets treated. She is the official family translator. She has to go to every doctor appointment, every bank meeting, and deal with every annoying phone call for the entire family. Her phone never stops ringing and she looks miserable. I decided right then that I would never admit I understand them. If I did, my weekends would be gone. Last night at dinner, his mother spent 10 minutes talking about how my outfit looked cheap and how I probably didn't know how to clean a house properly. She said it right to my face in Spanish while I was eating her cooking. It was absolutely infuriating. I could have defended myself, I could have told her exactly what I thought of her attitude. Instead, I just smiled like a clueless idiot and asked for more salsa. My husband just patted my hand and told his mom I was trying my best to fit in. I feel like a liar, but then I think about my peaceful Saturdays without family drama and realize I can never tell the truth. Why does being helpful always feel like a trap? Honestly, I get why she would lie. Like, from the title I thought, what is she on about? But honestly, if her cousin or his brother's wife, the way she gets treated, I mean, honestly, I get it, but it can be absolutely frustrating not being able to, like, defend yourself in that moment, even if you speak the language. Or I feel like me as a person, I couldn't, like, keep it a secret. I just, like, the moment she would offend my ego, I would just start speaking Spanish. I don't know. Alright, the next story is titled, I impersonated an old boss as an employment reference, and now I make 6 figures. I work in an industry where most people are employed through firms and organizations, but some choose to work as independent contractors. After working independently for a few years, an old colleague reached out to me about a really great opportunity at her current firm that she thought I would be a perfect fit for. I jumped at it, went through the interview process, and made it to the reference stage. I was ready to be asked for 2 references, but they asked me for 3, and I was having a hard time finding a third one. I was really bad at working relationships, something I've been since working on. I remembered one of my old supervisors at the last company I worked for before starting independently, who moved to a different state around the same time I left. I wasn't sure she would give me a good reference, so I decided to impersonate her because she didn't work there anymore. And her I don't know how to pronounce LinkedIn. Is it LinkedIn? Whatever, the app, right? Didn't have any contact information. I remembered her as a very private person. It helped that I also moved to a different state since working with her. So I bought a cheap SIM card and the cheapest phone I could, set up everything including a Gmail account in her name, and sent it along with my other 2 references. They first sent an email to the Gmail account asking to set up a phone call. It was with a different HR rep than I had met during the interview process, which helped my anxiety. I still practice a lot changing my voice for the call, now, in the case I met her later on, but I don't think she was working there anymore by the time I started working, which was lucky. The phone call lasted about 5 minutes. A couple days later, I was signing the contract. I returned the cheap phone I bought, so my only expenses were the SIM card and minutes. It cost me about $35 to land a 6-figure salary at a job I really like. Just wanted to get this off my chest. I'm afraid to tell anyone in real life because they could get me fired. What is a reference? Let me see. What is a reference? A reference is a mention or allusion to something. Nah, I mean, wait, reference when getting a job. A reference interview is a short phone or email conversation a company has with a job candidate, former manager. Oh, so it's like checking your last, like, job, basically, right? I guess you could say it's immoral, but I don't know. I'm not in the workforce yet, thankfully. So, next story. The next confession is titled, "Is it crazy that I am tracking every single cent my neighbor steals just to hit him with a felony later? I have this neighbor who thinks he is the smartest guy in the building. He has been swiping my Amazon packages for 6 months now, and he thinks I don't notice. I haven't said a word to him when we pass in the hallway, but inside I am laughing. He thinks he is getting free stuff, but he is actually just digging a hole for himself. I started an Excel sheet on my laptop. I saved every invoice and tracking number, and even screenshot the doorbell camera footage where you can clearly see his stupid face. I haven't called the cops once. Why would I do that now when he only stole about $400 worth of stuff? In my state, that is only just a misdemeanor and he would get a slap on the wrist. Instead, I'm just waiting for the total to hit 1,000. That is the magic number for a grand latency charge. I want him to go to actual jail, not just pay a fine. It's become a bit of an obsession for me, honestly. I check the sheet every night and I actually feel a weird rush of joy when I see him take another box. I'm literally subsidizing his future arrest record. It feels like I'm investing in his downfall. Yesterday, he took a box of expensive kitchen knives I ordered. I felt great. We're at $800 now. I just need 2 more packages and then I'm going to the station with my file printed out. Some might say this is premeditated or weird, but he made his choice when he took the first box of protein bars. He thinks I am a pushover, but I'm just playing a long game. I hope he likes prison food because he's getting a one-way ticket there soon. Dude, I don't know if this is like psychopathic behavior. It's really funny in a way, but it's like also really unhinged. Obviously the guy who's stealing is wrong for doing that, but the fact that she's actually making like a spreadsheet and moving like Dexter, I don't know, man. Alright, next story. I almost ruined my dad's life. This happened yesterday evening. I'm living with my grandma because I'm a jobless loser and my childhood home where my dad lives, which is like right next to my grandma's, is a hoarder house, which my mom left it like that and moved out. I don't live there because of my OCD. Anyways, I was at my dad's house and I heard his tractor pull up and he didn't come out. I went outside to check on him and he was drunk as hell and he said something like, "I wish I was never born." He has said that before, but I was really worried this time. So I chilled with my dad until my phone died. I quickly biked to my grandma's house and plugged my phone in and called 112 and cried how I think that my dad might be suicidal. I told the dispatcher how he drove the tractor while drunk. My grandma was with me too while talking to the dispatcher, who said that we should go check on him. We did, and police called me and asked stuff about my dad. Now, this is where I almost made the worst decision of my life. My dad whispered something to me. I didn't hear it, but it was probably something about him driving drunk. Later the cops came and talked to us for a while before leaving. I was so close to actually making my dad lose his driving permission, and he has to drive to work too, and without any permission he would lose everything. I'm just thinking what might have happened if I told the cops the truth. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't say the title is kind of misleading, honestly. It says like I almost ruined my dad's life. I get that, because if he's a tractor driver and whatever, not being able to drive it would like not be good financially, right? But I think she made the right call, you know. The comments are even saying you were probably just a kid trying to figure things out. It happens. And then she responds, "I'm almost 20. I'm so fucking dumb." I don't know what to say about this. Anyway, that was the last story for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. However, oh, what is this? It says 96.9% of you guys watching are not subscribed. Maybe let's like change that, no? No, but honestly, like on the real note, that would make me really happy if you guys subscribe. We're closing in on 500 subscribers. It would mean a lot to me. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one.